Hello, the purpose of this video is to discuss the arrangements for wider achievement for next year. As you know, as a school we have our 4 key aims, and today we want to look at the ones specifically on increasing pupils' levels of attainment and achievement and focusing on making sure that you as pupils are supported to have the opportunity to succeed. The term wider achievement is probably worth exploring before anything else. If you see on the right hand side here, it says achievement covers learning within curriculum areas, which is your normal subject, so that's in your classes doing your hires or your national fives. Interdisciplinary learning, which means working between subjects and including recognition through qualifications, so that would be through SQA for your exams and so on. But often it's much wider than that. It includes achievement in other areas within the life of the school and outside of school, and it's sometimes referred to as what we know as wider achievement. But one of the things is about recognising your achievement as young people going through school is making sure we add value to what you have. It's an integral part of Curriculum for Excellence that you've all been part of for all these years in education. So be gaining recognition for what you can do and the skills that you learn, skills for life, skills for work, and skills for learning. And it's making sure that all of you are recognised for doing that. One of the key things from Scottish Government for you guys as young people is about increasing your self-esteem, improving your motivation. It's about getting you to encourage and reflect on your own learning. What do you want to do when you leave school? But it's also about how you take the skills you've learned in school and discussion with other people like your teachers, with your key adults, and looking at how you would take those skills and talk about them in an interview, potentially for employers or colleges or higher education. And one of the key things here is that wee comment at the bottom. Our young people are ambitious and better prepared for the world of work through progressive learning that connects them more directly to employment. They're resilient, adaptable, and understand the value of the skills they're acquiring. So that's really the context of wider achievement. It's about how you take skills you're learning but link them directly to what happens next when you leave school. For all of you're part of developing the young workforce, or DYW as you've heard probably before, and you're on that wee roadmap which is there. So because you're getting into 5th and 6th year, you really are at the top end or the end of the road, if you like, in terms of your education, or starting to get ready to move on to the next step or transition into college or university or employment. So if you look at that, there's lots of things in there about employability, creativity, leadership, all those skills you can learn throughout the curriculum you might not get from sitting in a higher physics class, but it's about trying to develop those skills in other areas. So that's what wider achievement at St Mungo's this year is going to be about. It's a focus on your skill development related to the world of work and what you're going to do next. And that doesn't matter, by the way, if you're thinking about going to university or college first, because all of these skills are things you pick up along the way for that final job or wherever it is you end up. We want you to be doing fully accredited SQA courses, so it means that you are recognising your achievement throughout the course of the year. It's allowing us to expand the curriculum offer for all of you in S5 and S6, which means there's more subjects available for you. It's got the opportunity to link the skills in a range of contexts, including unfamiliar settings, because most people would say you actually understand something well if you can do a bit of problem solving or use it in an area that's not where you're doing it at that point, if that makes any sense. S5 and S6 will attend wider achievement separately, so you'll be in separate classes for this. But what it actually means is all learners in S5 and S6 will attain 7 qualifications, 5 in the main timetable we already picked, and then 2 employability qualifications at the same time. So what's that going to look like? Well, it's using SQA qualifications, which are skills for work, skills and attitudes for employability, positive attitudes to learning, an understanding of the workplace. So what does it mean to have a job? Some of you may already have a part-time job, but what does it mean to actually to work? Knowledge in broad vocational areas, so that's taking what you learn in school but have it in a vocational area. For example, when you think about doing that within a shop, or it could be within a science lab, it could be in an early learning centre. But the other thing here is about the core skills that all of us, and that's teachers and pupils and everyone need, are communication, numeracy, IT, problem solving, working with others. They're key skills for you moving forward. A key feature of this is about experiential learning, and we hope, and we can't promise at this point, that we might have some of this learning delivered by external partners like employers as well. So what does it look like here? For each of you in S5 and S6 separately, you'll do 3 periods a week, and the options are the courses which are there. So you have early education and childcare, lab science, health sector, creative industries, energy, travel and tourism, sports and recreation, retail, and finally level 6, religious beliefs and values and Caritas. Now for each of those, the email that you've got with the option link for this, I'll put the link in for each of those skills for work courses. If you want to explore it a wee bit further, you can click on that and see what it's about. But hopefully you'll see all of those linked to certain areas. So you could have someone who wants to go into teaching, for example. Early education and childcare is a great course because it lets you think about how you would teach young people. If you were into science or engineering, then lab science, health sector or energy are all areas that would help you develop employability skills in those areas. Creative industries directly links to obviously art, performing arts in terms of music and drama. Travel and tourism is looking at that travel sector. It's also looking at how you would work within an office. How does that also plan to take things forward from yourself if you were working in travel and tourism? Sports and recreation, as you know, would be looking at PE and looking at potentially personal training or someone who's working in sports therapy. That would be a good in for that one as well. And finally, retail, kind of does what it says. It's about looking at working in a shop in that type of environment if that was where you would be going as in terms of employability. Now, for some of you might be going, I'm going to university, but at the same time, the skills you would learn in that course, if you had a part-time job while you're at university or college, then that would allow you to develop those skills at that point. And finally, we'll see on the religious beliefs and values, that links to Caritas, which is core to the faith aspect of our school, and taking that forward, that Caritas is a clear bit about volunteering within our community, and it's very, very useful for us. In addition to those 3 periods, you'll also be undertaking a period to do either an S5, an SQA Level 5 employability qualification, or an S6 and Level 6 personal development qualification, but both of those qualifications are directly linked to your Skills to Work course, so it's working as a group to get those qualifications at the same time. And those will all take place on a Monday, period 3, where you'll come together and actually review where you're going and developing your skills. So how are you going to pick your options? I've already sent you an email, and in that email is a link. So please make sure you're clicking the S5 link if you're S5 and S6 if you're S6. And the information you ask for is your forename, your surname, your tutor class, your option 1, which is the key option you want to pick, and then a reserve option. As you know, all of these classes will have a capacity. There's an upper limit for how many young people can be in them. So if it exceeds that, then what I'll use is your reserve to try and put you in a class that you want to do. So you're actually getting something that you're picking, so you've got a backup option there. So I'll leave you with one quote here. Our young people are ambitious and better prepared for the world of work through progressive learning that connects them to more directly to employment. They are resilient, adaptable, and understand the value of the skills they're acquiring. That is the principle of why we're doing wider achievement, and we hope that it's something you really see as valuable taking forward into the future. Thank you very much, and please get your options in as soon as possible.